Very good evening and welcome to yet another episode of the Vodafone Sports Lounge right here on FBC TV. A lot of sporting action lined up for you tonight here on Vodafone Sports Lounge over the weekend, and also the Vodafone Fiji Bati get the rugby league campaign underway tomorrow in Townsville. We're going to take on USA, so all the best to the Bati side representing Fiji at the World Cup. Right, tonight on the Vodafone Sports Lounge, I've got the A-League action coming up a bit later on, and Sydney FC taking on Perth Glory. Then I've got the Wellington Bay of Plenty match from the Mitre 10 Championship final. Tomorrow, delayed, we've got Canterbury versus Tasman. That's from the Mitre 10 as well. And on Sunday morning at 12:45, we've got Toulon versus Brive from the French T14. So that's all coming up for you right here on FBC TV over the next couple of days. Tonight in studio, we will have the bodybuilding champion right now, Nilesh Chan, talking to us about bodybuilding. He's just come back from New Zealand, won a couple of medals there, including a gold medal. So doing Fiji proud. We'll talk to him a little bit more about bodybuilding and his struggles and everything that he's gone through. Apart from that, all the other sports. Napoleon Tamai Piao also will get his fight later on where he fought in the promotion earlier on, and also we'll give you a little bit of it. Inyavuli has challenged him, so a little bit of contest and excitement building up there for the heavyweight division in Fiji. So we'll give you that Napoleon fight a little bit later on as well. So stay with us right here on Vodafone Sports Lounge. On your screens right now, the winner of the Rugby League World Cup jersey. So congratulations to you. You can wear it this weekend and enjoy and cheer for the Vodafone Fiji Bati. Also the winner of the Wi-Fi device that we're giving away thanks to Vodafone. You can keep on texting VSL to 819 and we will give you all the best prizes each week right here on Vodafone Sports Line. In the meantime, get strapped in. It's time to kick it off. It's time to start another episode of the Vodafone Sports Lounge. Welcome back. Well, we continue with the Vodafone Sports Lounge right here on FBC TV tonight. And as I mentioned, I've got a special guest in studio tonight, in the lounge tonight, Nilesh Chan. He's done Fiji proud in the sport of bodybuilding. You know, going to the gym, you see people doing weights, you see people trying to stay fit, and bodybuilding is one of the sport that helps you attain a lot of things. And Nilesh, obviously, he was just telling me he's just come back from the New Zealand International Bodybuilding Federation National Championship, a gold. I'll get him to explain a little bit on that, his gold medal win, also other medals that he's won. It's not only this, he's been able to win a number of medals through his bodybuilding competition. Nilesh, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
You've done Fiji proud, you've done your family proud.
Yeah.
But Nilesh, what touched me, and I was talking to some of the people before inviting you into the show, is we'll talk about bodybuilding a little bit later on, but your personal journey is so inspiring.
Yeah.
And people have been touched by from where you were to where you have reached now. A little bit insight into that. I'm pretty sure it'll inspire a lot of people, Nilesh.
Sure. I'd love to. I love to share this testimony. Actually, it was a life changing for me, because once I was there I was a grog, alcoholic, smoker. I used to smoke 40 rolls a day, and party around, and never been to gym. Never thought about fitness goals and anything. But I was about 104 kg fat, and playing basketball, and when I fell and I broke my knee, so the entire portion came in the side of my leg, and there it was. Now I was on crutches, so the doctors told me I had to lose weight to get my legs movement, or I had to get a knee replacement done. The cartilage, meniscus and everything had gone. So they did operation and filled the gel inside. And then I was on rehab, and Kathy Wong took me for rehab, and she said if I started utilizing my muscles, it would help me to walk without the help of the joints on the knee. So I said, okay. So when I went to gym, I started using the machines to stimulate the muscle, to help me figure out how to get in connection with the muscle. And I started liking it. But I wasn't 100% into my diet and all that. But that little bit of in and out on the information how to work your muscle, not just work the plates and the equipment. You go there and use your muscle to grow. And that gave me a good lifestyle of training, but still I was in my usual lifestyle of drinking, eating, not 100% into it. And then I took my son for a bodybuilding show. He is sitting beside me. He knows I go to the gym, and I like muscles and all that. So he goes like, and here we're sitting on the stage, on the crowd and looking at the stage, and people are competing there. And he goes, Dad, can you do something different and be there instead of cheering for them or coaching them or no? And one of my friends was competing, so I was trying to be the coach. And he goes, and I said, son, I can try. And he goes, Dad, I'd love to see you there and I'd love to cheer for you. So that was my kickstart. I got onto a good diet that I pulled out from. There's a lot of free guidance on bodybuilding.com. There's free diets. There's free training programs. People don't make use of it. They're all busy on YouTubes and all that, Snapchats and everything. If you invest your time in researching for your personal goals, you'll find a lot on internet, and it's all free. So I took out a diet that was basic diet and basic training, and I did a transformation in 12 weeks, and then I rested for 4 weeks, did another transformation in 12 weeks. I was in pretty good shape to get on stage. I came down from 104 kg to 60, my first competition was 64 kg. So I went in and competed the under 65 kg bodybuilding in Fiji, and I didn't happen to know it was the Fiji Games. And I participated, there were 8 athletes, and I won gold. I was like, shock of my life. I thought, if I'm in the top 4 or 5, I'd be right. Okay, I did this. And I won gold. And I was like, and my son wouldn't stop cheering for me. He was enjoying it. And now I came back home. I'm in a party mood, like what he wanted, I did. But then he challenged me more by drawing a superhero. He's a good artist, very good artist. He'd see you and draw you. Actually, he drew a couple of friends of mine, and he'd see a dinosaur and draw it elsewhere without even looking at the picture. That's how good he is. So he drew a superhero and pasted it beside his bedside. And the name of that superhero was my dad. And he said, if I get some scary dreams, I know you beside me, Dad. My superhero is beside me. And now, here I am thinking, how can I spoil that image in him? If I stepped back into normal lifestyle, normal eating again, got off my diet and everything, I just ruined his image of what he has created in his head. Every kid wants a superhero in his father.
Nilesh, I read about this, how your son has inspired you to where you were, but now you are inspiring youngsters. And believe me, I'm not talking about youngsters who want to only become bodybuilders, but they see you, because we've seen pictures of you from where you were to where you are now.
Yeah.
How emotional do you get, or how touching it is to see you got inspired by a young kid who's your own flesh and blood, but now you're inspiring other youngsters around Fiji?
I get really emotional when I get some personal messages from them. They're seeking advice from me, and the messages is just another blessing for me. I feel like I can't stop now. I'll be going till I don't know. This is a lifestyle now. I love this lifestyle. I love eating clean. I love training. If I miss a day of training, it's like, whoa, what did I lose? I can't stay without training. I can't stay without eating clean. It's just a lifestyle now. And now I'm helping my kids, my wife. My wife, she was 95 kg. She got inspired by me. She came down to 65 kg. And now she's living a healthy lifestyle. She gets on and off the track, but gets back into it. And there's so many who look up to me. When I was flying to NZ, and I just left a post on Facebook telling people to remember me and my family in your prayers, and I'm going to make my God and country pride. There were so many messages, and here, when you are really depleted, so your estrogen levels and test level, they elevate a little. And you get emotional. Not just, I'm saying like not normal emotional, you get really emotional. I couldn't read them. I'd cry. Every time I read a message, I'd cry. Here I'm in the flight. If I read one message of, congrats Nilesh, I know we'll do proud, I'll cry. And it took me 3 to 4 days to read all those messages and like them. Or I just go liking them without forcing myself not to read them, because it's so touching, so emotional. So many people back me up. I'm so proud. I'm so proud.
Definitely, Nilesh. You've touched a lot of lives in Fiji. So we're talking to Nilesh Chand today. He's won medals all over the place, but it's the personal journey that has touched the lives of many. We'll talk to him a little bit more after this break. Welcome back to the Vodafone Sports Lounge right here on FBC TV. As I said, keep on texting VSL to 819 to win great prizes. We're talking to Nilesh Chand today. We'll talk a little bit more about the competition he's just won. But Nilesh, you just spoken about the personal struggles that you've gone through. I'd like to touch a little bit more. How hard was it to leave your normal lifestyle where you could go out, party, do whatever you want, sleep in, compared to now? Because why I'm asking this question is a lot of people, including ourselves, sometimes we look at it and think, could you leave this lifestyle and change, etc.?
Yeah, it's hard. First of all, I'll tell you, you lose all your friends and a lot of your families. You will lose them because it's a human nature. If I can't do something and I see you doing it, I'll try and pull you back. So if I go to visit a friend or family, they'd say, if you take just a little bit, nothing's going to happen. Just a bite won't harm. Come on. Don't be like that. You can have a glass. They all try to pull you back. But you have to fight it. And there comes a time when they start respecting your decision. When you prove yourself to them, what you have achieved, they respect you for that and they never force you again. You will gain them back again slowly, but in the beginning, you are looking at a huge distance from your friends and families. They say, this guy is this and that, because you're different. And when you achieving your goals, what you've been doing and what you've set aside and you achieving it, they'd say, okay.
David, talking about sacrifices, Nilesh, a lot of people wouldn't know this. Just in the recent competition that you've taken part, we'll talk a little bit about the backing you got, but you've used your personal savings, etc., to achieve what you've set your heart on doing in terms of bodybuilding.
It's my passion. I had no help, and me and my wife, we got together and we discussed it over. It's like, babe, I want to do it, and not just here, because I wasn't getting what I wanted competing local. And I knew this was of high value if I took it abroad, and they'd know what's coming out of Fiji. We are not laid back. And when I did my first competition, they would not believe I came from Fiji. They'd say, oh, you're representing Fiji, but you stay and train in New Zealand. I said, no, this package is totally from Fiji. 3 days before the show, I arrived, and here I am. They go, no way. They'd say, they wouldn't believe that you can achieve it. It's not the country you're from. It's not what kind of gym you train in. It's if you want to do it. If there's a will, there's a way. You will do it. So many times our gym has broken equipment. That doesn't mean we won't train. You have to substitute to other things and make your way through it.
So how hard was it? And I know your missus and your kids have been very supportive, Nilesh, and I know that for a fact, listening to family members and friends talk about it. But using your personal savings, doing that sacrifice, it changes the whole family outfit. Everything in the family the way you used to, right?
Exactly. We have to do a lot of savings. We have to cut back on a lot of things we used to do. Like if we traveled a lot, we're going to resorts a lot, movies a lot, and then we get really minus everything out and just save for what we can, do our payments, live our life. And they all sacrificed with me to get to that level that I can go and compete and come back. I mean, it takes money in bodybuilding.
Yes.
If you 100% into it and the clean you go, everything is expensive now. You need help in this.
Talking about help, I think right at the last moment, or not maybe the last moment, but right in the exact moment you're about to go to New Zealand, I think you got one of the sponsors coming on board.
Oh.
And it wasn't just a mere 100, 200 sponsorship.
No.
They helped you out in a very big way, Nilesh.
That was the huge one. That was a big one. I didn't even expect them. They valued me for what I had achieved. I went and spoke to Dylan at Jenti Kenvan Limited and Jigar Khatri. And we had a meeting together and they said, okay, Nilesh, here's your check for 8,000. We sponsor you for 8,000 for you to go and compete abroad, take our country name and do this. I was like in shock. That was a blessing in disguise, man, amazing. That helped me to do all my finishing prep, travel, that covered for my competition and my return. That was the big help. We look forward to helps like that from so many people, but the others, they draw back thinking if it's worth it or no. But if you don't sponsor our athletes or don't help them, how do you think we'll take this name abroad?
And I've always said, while rugby, football, etc. is there, it's the minor sports that's flying the Fijian flag so high and getting this gold. Talking about gold, just recently New Zealand, you've won a gold, and this was again some of the best competitors that were present there.
Amazing athletes.
Can you just tell me a little bit more about these New Zealand International Championships that you were at, Nilesh?
Okay, the New Zealand International Bodybuilding Federation Nationals Championship 2017 that I attended, you just don't go and compete this. You have to be qualified to compete in this show. So athletes, the first qualification round started last year October in Northland Champs, was the Northland Champs, NZIFBB Northland Champs held in Whangarei. Right. So I competed that, hoping to be qualified in top 5. I competed 3 classes there, just to see if I get in any of these 3 classes. If I got top 5, knowing the athletes over there, I'd be qualified to do the nationals, and I would have a good 1 year prep time. So when I went for that competition, I won 3 golds in all 3 I competed. That was just beyond what I had imagined I could do. So that gave me that hope that if I can do so good here, I can really do good there. That was a small competition, nothing compared to this. This one, the NZIFBB Nationals had about 167 athletes, and these are not just coming out of the streets or anything. These guys have been qualified to come and compete this. They won their shows and they got in the top 5s to come and compete this. So these guys were, they were amazing athletes. And once you backstage with them, you get to see them, talk to them, and all they have been going through to do this, the diet and everything. I was like, okay, this guy is prepped well, but I dieted hard, I trained hard, and I've done everything I could. Now I just leave it to the mighty one. All I'm going to go and do is I'm going to go and have fun on stage, and if I have this, my Lord will guide me through. That's what I had in my heart. So I went, and when you compete, this is a one-man show. You don't go as a team. There's no one with you to help you, to kick a ball to you, for you to make a goal. You're just one-man army. So they on stage, every man for himself. Backstage, we're all friends.
Right.
Once you step on stage, everybody is there to destroy the next guy. Everybody's there. So you give your best, you fight it. You give your best, you fight it, you pose in a ways that the judges want to see. The muscles you want them to see. And bodybuilding is a sport of illusion. How you can show your muscles on stage that will make you look bigger. If I was 74 kg and I competed with all the 80 kg guys, and the next class I was still here, I'm 74, and the guys who were in the lineup with me, the 6 guys, were 82. And that was a height and weight class, so I was way below my weight. But I had to create the delusion that I make myself compared to them. you'll have to be looking big enough on stage to match them up. And here I was conditioned, not just size, but I had the conditioning. That's what won me gold. That's what got me silver. The guy who won over me in the classic physique, he won the overall. And very minimum points difference. Even the president was really impressed with me. The NZ IFBB president, he was really impressed for someone coming out of Fiji, competing and placing that high was amazing.
Definitely, it was amazing, Nilesh. So we're talking bodybuilding with one of Fiji's great bodybuilders who's making us so proud. And believe me, he is making us proud on the international stage, Nilesh Chad. Remember, you can text on, keep on texting VSL to 819. As I said, we've got Wi-Fi devices that we are giving away. You can do that. Remember, coming up later on, we've got live A-League action, delayed rugby champion, or rather the Mitre 10 Cup Championship final that we'll be showing you. So stay with us. We'll talk more bodybuilding after this break. Welcome back to FBC TV's Vodafone Sports Lounge right here on your Friday night. Hope you're enjoying it, enjoying the talk we're having about bodybuilding. Nilesh, on that stage, being a Fiji rep from a small country, and you've spoken about it, doesn't matter where you come from as long as you've done your hard yards. But just being there, and I know your family did accompany you across, and great to see you on New Zealand radio, etc., talking about it. Standing on that stage, flexing, does your memory always take you back to where you were years back? And
instantly. It's like from someone who was never known to exist to someone people are cheering for. And there are so many people there. I think just because of Tarana interviews, the community was filled, and there was a lot of Fiji cheer. The guys who were announcing the athletes coming in, he actually asked me, where are you from? I was like, I'm from Fiji. Oh, he said, I love Fiji. he had been here. He is a pro bodybuilder over there. So when he announced, whenever he announced my name, he announced it, Nilesh Chan from Fiji. And the cheers went high. The more the cheers and screams were, the better you feel on stage and the stronger you feel on stage. It was fun. It's a totally different experience being on stage. I mean, you are just on top of the world.
Exactly. What's your plans now going forward, Nilesh? I know you've done this. You've got other commitments, I believe. You're training. It will not stop regardless of winning 1 goal, 2 goal, 10 goal. But what's your plans now, Nilesh, going forward?
Now I plan to compete for a pro card.
Right.
That is what I've really dreamed of, to have a pro card. All the bodybuilding athletes, they live for this day to earn a pro card. And then you become a pro athlete. And that is my dream. So now I'm marking to do a comp where there is a pro card up for grab, and then travel other countries to compete, like US, bigger shows, more bigger shows where once you get a pro card, you get paid to compete, and if you win, you get a good money on you. If you don't have a pro card, amateurs don't get paid, just medals. So that's my main target, to get a pro card.
How do you see the bodybuilding, the sport of bodybuilding in Fiji coming through? I've seen some young kids taking it up. I know a couple of them are across participating here and there, etc. It's good to see these young boys and young kids, 17, 16, 18-year-olds coming up, Nilesh. Gone are the years where people would start gym a bit later on into life and age. How do you see the future of bodybuilding here in our country?
I see there's a lot of hidden talents in Fiji. For bodybuilding, there's a lot of, we have so many genetic gifted athletes here in Fiji who maybe don't even go to gym. You'd see them with a good physique, walking in streets, walking in gardens. You'd see them with good physiques. That's genetically given. And here we are, the worst genetics of us are, the Indians have the worst genetics. That's just our way of life.
Exactly.
That brings it here. And if I can do it, there's a lot of potential here. A lot of potential. And now, what you see now is people are making this lifestyle. it's not that 100% they're going through, but you can see people going to gym, you can see people running on the roads, you see them walking on the roads, cycling, they're in activity. So they are looking after themselves. But to get to this level, this is the only sport, bodybuilding is the only sport you can't cheat. Because if you're playing rugby, if you're doing karate, if you're a soccer player, you can go haywire on your diets and come back. They wouldn't know. I mean, you'll get a bit lethargic and then recover. Bodybuilding is the only sport. If you cheat, you are standing there only in posing trunks. It shows. So if you cheat, you'll show it on stage. You can't hide it. This is a precision sport. You have to be very precise of what you've put inside you, how long you've done this, how much sodium and water you are holding. It's a very precision sport. It has to be well calculated. So when you're on stage, you look at the perfection. 16 weeks of hard work, 2 hours of show. In that 2 hours of show, you get 1 minute of posing routine and 3 minutes of judging. So 16 weeks brought down to that 1 minute.
1 minute. But at the end, standing there with that medal, that feeling, only those who have won that medal will really know that feeling.
Only
outsiders could say, hey, that's good, it's great, etc.
Only those who stick to their diets would know that feeling, because if you stick to your diet, if you stick to your regime, you're looking at that medal. So there's a saying in bodybuilding, what does third or fourth taste like? It tastes like a cake. You had a cake, you came third or fourth.
Right.
It didn't have that. You know, I'd share this with you. 14th October, I competed the show. 13th October, a day before the show, was my 40th birthday. I turned 40 on 13th, and I competed on 14th. I didn't have a slice of cake or anything. I just wanted to taste the victory on the 14th, to feel my birthday cake is that medal. And I did it.
Your kids, I know they mean the world and they're so cute. I saw them in Tarana Studios doing some interviews with you, etc. What did they say to you the day you turned up home, just going back to your first events, with that medal and a gold in the Fiji Games? What was the reaction like at home?
Oh, they were screaming, jumping, and they took that medal back to school, show it to their friends in classes, and they boast about it. My dad, the superhero, you see, there's muscle, that's why he's got that medal. And they love it. They love what I do, and it's because of them, I'm here.
Yeah. Definitely. Exactly. We're talking to Nilesh tonight. We'll be back after this break in the final segment of our lounge guest tonight. It's bodybuilding. Hope you're enjoying it. And as he said, sacrifices. I don't have to become a bodybuilder to win medals. But as he said, it's also health. You know, where he was, where he is now. You don't have to go up, take up bodybuilding, go and compete. But it's just your health as well. You can start off basic, and guys like Nilesh and them who are there, you can always talk to them, ask for advice, etc. We'll be back after this break for the final segment of the guest on the lounge. Welcome back to the Vodafone Sports Lounge right here on FBC TV. Hope you're enjoying your Friday night on FBC TV, obviously, enjoying all the action we're giving you. Nilesh, just on our final segment, we can talk a lot about everything that you've gone through. Now, some youngsters would look at you and say, hey, I want Nilesh to help me. Are you willing to help people? Can they get in touch with you through your Facebook page, etc.? And get these youngsters, and particularly not youngsters, because people who work as well might be inspired and say, hey, this guy did it. Okay.
I'm willing to help everybody.
Right.
The best, if anybody ever calls me or they message me, I'd ask them, okay, go ahead, quit all sugar and all oil. Take out oil and sugar from your food. You can use all your herbs, salt in your food. Use cooking spray to cook your food. If you want to sweet things up, use sweetness and splendors. They say there's so much chemical in this and that and that. I've been using sweetness for 4 years now. Look at me. I do my medicals every 6 months just to know how I'm inside, not just outside. I'm in perfect shape from inside outside. So you can use these substitutes as sweeteners and cooking sprays to do your food. Take out the sugar from your food, take out the oil from your food. Use your greens, eat your greens. Most importantly, eat your greens. Stick to about 4 to 5 meals a day, or you can do 3 large meals a day, breakfast. Have a good breakfast, good lunch, and a good dinner. Dinner doesn't have to be with a lot of rice. You just keep it balanced. Just keep it balanced. All 3 meals, keep it balanced. And for snacks, you can have, people run away from Weet-Bix. Come on, have one. With a bit of peanut butter maybe. And if somebody comes to me, can you make my diet? I'd say, okay, 2 weeks, do this, and do 35 minutes of cardio 5 times a week. Let me know your weight after 2 weeks. Nobody comes back. Out of 10, maybe 1 person would come back and say, I missed a couple of days, but this is where I am.
Again, goes back to honesty.
So I say, I'm here to help you, but I'm not here to waste my time if you're not investing your time in your life. I'd see, if I don't work on myself and I see in 3 weeks I haven't achieved anything, okay, my fault. If you helped me, okay, the simplest way I'd say, ladies and gents, if a lady comes up and cleans a room, she'd expect it to remain that way till the next day. You come and mess it up, what would she do to you? Same for me. If I help you today, giving you a good diet, a balanced meal and everything, and after 2 weeks, I see you looking like the same again, how would I feel? I invested my time on you, helping you. You took that advice and you didn't even use it. That is the only reason nutritionists and dietitians charge you. So if it's a loss, it's your loss.
Exactly.
It's not my loss. I invested my time in you. I made a diet for you. I charge you. And then if you didn't follow it through, that's your loss. I wouldn't feel bad if I saw you after 2 weeks not looking the way I thought you'd look. I'd say, okay, I made money of this guy and he lost that money plus his health. So
upon a personal, he needs or she needs to decide what they want to do. Now, I'm going to touch back on a little bit of sponsorship. A lot of people, they look at smaller sport like bodybuilding or corporates as well. And I've had a couple of minor sports in studio earlier on. They become hesitant of either we should sponsor this person. I mean, I know Canavan backed you. That was great. Should we get into this because it's not a major sport, etc.? You face the same problem as well?
Yeah, they go back and you have. I've asked so many people to assist me, to help me, to take this name abroad, and people wouldn't back you up. And Kenvan just stepped out of nowhere and helped me, and it was a huge blessing for me. And they were not even hesitant in knowing if how I'm doing, if there was no contract signed or anything. They just gave me that check and they put their trust on me that we know you have done it once and let's see you if you can do it again. It was a challenge for me and I took it very well. And there were so many doubters. I have very close friends who train in the same gym and then they'd look at me and say, I don't think he's going to do it again. He doesn't has it anymore. It's like they all doubted me and I knew because one way or the other that news would come to me. And I used all of that as a fuel to keep my dream burning.
But does it hurt? Because you are, and I know it's a human nature maybe, but does it hurt sometimes? I know you're a strong guy, you've got a family support, it's great. But sometimes does it hurt for people to say things like that?
Yeah, it really hurts. It's such a setback. And I mean, on your face, they'd say, hey, bro, you look good and this and that. And just as you turn and they're there. Negativity pops up.
Exactly.
Come on, brother. I'm doing this for us.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for our country. I'm not doing it for myself alone. If I win there, they know Fiji. So it's for us. We are together in this.
Because you're competing in this New Zealand. I was just talking to some of the boys in the newsroom. You competing in this and winning medals can open doors for all these other bodybuilders from Fiji to go and compete, right?
Yeah, exactly. And now they know there's so much potential in Fiji. After winning the nationals, I got qualified to compete Annual Classic in 6 other countries. Just because I won the nationals, I can compete Annual Classic competition where Annual comes and gives you the trophy or the medals in 6 countries. So if it's on me to choose which event I want to do.
Just finally, Nilesh, tonight, you're such an inspiring guy. You've inspired so many through what you've transformed. I mean, just those of you who haven't seen his picture or what he looked like before and to what he looks like now, I'm telling you, try and make an effort. It's out on social media. You will be surprised. But just your final message tonight on the show before you head off and start preparing for the other things. Just your final message to the people of Fiji in terms of not only fitness, not only bodybuilding, but just as the struggles that people face in sports and people face individually. I was looking at a John Cena video earlier and how he's inspired so many. But we don't have to look abroad. We've got inspiration like people like you here.
Yeah, I'd just say one little thing. How Rocky said, it's not if you get down, it's if you are willing to come back up. In diet, in life, in business, you will be knocked on and knocked on and knocked on. People will try to make you fall. It's not the ones who are putting you down. If you can't get back up, that's only when you know you're a failure. Arnold Schwarzenegger once said, you will only learn if you fall. And how far can you fall? There's the ground. How far can you fall? The ground is just here. If I fall and I don't get up, I'm a failure. But if I fall and get up, I'm a winner. So don't give up. Think about your dreams, make them your goals, and live them.
Definitely. From my side, I salute to what you are doing, and congratulations
thank
not
you,
only
brother.
to you, but your family, because they've played a great role, Nilesh.
Huge role, yeah.
Congratulations to them as well, and your kids. I tell you, every kid pushes their parents like that. We'll have really fit parents running around. So tonight we had Nilesh Chan in the studio with us on the Vodafone Sports Lounge. As he said, never think of your downfalls as your failure. Get up, always work on that. It's inspiring, it's touching. How many lives people like Nilesh and sports people touch can all take inspiration from that. That's all what sports is about. Personal development, professional development. Take heed of it, take examples, let's all move together and let's better our life. We'll be back after this break and we're going straight to the A-League action, Sydney FC and Perth Glory tonight right here on the Vodafone Sports Lounge. Stay with us.